Just be my lover. Will you lead me to paradise?
I'm high as fuck right now. I'm not. Wait. I saw your blue eyes, like the blue sky. First time I saw you, baby girl, I knew I make you mine. You find sleeping in my bed and just alone. You just laid up in my sheets while I make your favorite song. But yo, that hit me though. I think you about to go. See me talking about me crazy like you think you know me. You know I got you moaning. You know I got you smoking. We set up blood so one night and everyone you bought it. Come here, gloves. I wanna see them shoulders. I wanna hear you talking sexy, but I guess I'll go. I wanna hear about your latest lunch, you on the sofa. If your friends saw you how I got you, they won't even know. But you don't mind it, no. Treat you like behind the sofa. Now I got you touching on your body when I drive. When I stop describing it, start touching with that matters. I will have you freaking till they turn the silence. Hotter than the climb, no discussion. Plus we fucking like a movie, no interruption. And teasing while you screaming, dude, baby stop rushing. Play for 45 minutes, I got you gushing. They gon' hate us and say we're disgusting, but you love it, now you blushing. And when we start having babies, I think we should make a dozen. Have a running around the mansion, yeah, they land with your cousins. I just think it's got the oven, let me catch my breath. I lose a and you know I love rapping. But babe, I love to please you, and I would love to treat you like a queen until we die. Just a lady in the streets, for the goddess in my eyes. Let me catch my breath. I lose it when I see you, and you know I like rapping. Babe, I love to please you, and I would love to treat you like a queen until we die.
What's going on, everybody? This is BMT coming at you again. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I've been up all night, shooting the breeze. I'm dropping the link. But I'm going to definitely be real with y'all. What's going on? Hit the like, everyone. Thank you for that one. Do me a favor, do me a solid. Hit the like. I gotta have a realistic talk with you guys on something. The song you heard is All For You by Wade. You find it on SoundCloud. Check him out. I'll drop the link in below. But I got to do a talk with you guys on some rock. This is pretty much open panel. I got to be real with y'all. Some of y'all are only good enough to be baby mamas and baby daddies. Nothing more. And some of y'all prefer just to be that. I mean, I'm being so for real. With a lot of y'all, I'm just telling y'all straight up that some people are only good at being baby mom and baby daddies. They can't do nothing else. That's their primary function. And I know some people gonna say, like, who are you to tell me that? No, there's a reason why. There's a reason why you ain't never got that ring. There's a reason why ain't nobody ever gonna claim you. A lot of y'all men, as much as y'all complain about women, I believe that y'all destined only be a baby daddy. Y'all may try to get married, but y'all can't keep no woman. Same thing for a lot of y'all women. Y'all are good enough to make a baby, but that's as far as it will go. Some of y'all, I'm just telling y'all, a lot of y'all. That's why a lot of y'all conversations are so mixed up with talking about the other sex and about how screwed up everybody is and stuff like that, or community. But real talk, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of y'all can't hold down a family. Y'all are just not it. You want to. You want to be accepted. You want to be able to. You probably see it from watching Leave It to Beaver or Family Matters or some TV show or sitcom, or maybe back in the day you probably saw what your granddaddy or grandma did. Or I watch a lot of stuff y'all be saying on Facebook. But see, one of the things about it is you have yet to be able to recreate that type of energy because you don't give off that type of persona or type of energy. And so I'm going to ask or answer any of your questions. I'm willing to actually dialogue with y'all, but I'm just letting a lot of y'all know Once y'all have these conversations and these chats, Facebook, Instagrams, all that stuff, some of y'all need to start accepting that y'all are only getting up to be baby mamas and baby daddies. Nothing more, nothing less. That is pretty much your primary function. We're joined here by Real News, Raw and Uncut. What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much.
So what's up? What do you have to say about the topic?
Well, everybody's not cut out for it. I mean, you may see it as one thing, but when you're in it, you may not like it. You know, you may not be willing to sacrifice, or that's just it. You know, some people they just can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like a certain job application you fill out to be in the military. Some people can take that pressure, getting up 2, 3, 4 in the morning, doing PT, taking crap from the petty sergeant or the drill sergeants, and other people can't.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is.
Now, question: do you think a lot of people, or any of y'all, what's your perception of family? What's your perception
Of marriage?
family? Not marriage.
Family. My perception is the fact is it's like two people, they come together and they get married and they try to make it work. But if they can't make it work, and they try to be co-parents, it can't be co-parents, and it falls apart. I mean, I've tried marriage. It didn't really work for me. You know, I love the kids, but you know, when I think back about it, it's just like I don't think I'm really that type of dude. I don't have a patience. I have my BS meter is not too high. That's the thing.
Why is that? Why is that? That your BS meter's not that high?
I don't have the tolerance for it, you know. But some people do.
Do you think a lot of women have do you think a lot of women have a certain type of facade or fantasy about marriage or pretty much about family that
A
they
lot
don't?
of people do. A lot of people do, and I blame that on these Disney movies they put out, which they say
Really?
about marriage. Huh?
How do you blame that on Disney?
Well, I blame it not just on Disney, but I blame it on this like fake facade about marriage and the illusion of like love. Like love means never having to say you're sorry. I'm like, what? Yes, it does. If you make a mistake, you gotta own up to it. You know, if you have, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? You have to make certain.
Okay. Now, in saying that, because I get what you're saying that so a lot of people have a certain facade or inclination of what marriage is. I always hear about people saying that, if we didn't have this, then women would depend on me. Or, if men would step up. Now, I got a question. Could it be that possibly that, I mean, like you said, you're like, yo, this wasn't for me, you know? Do you still try to push marriage, or do you say like, hey, y'all, like marriage is not a real thing?
I would push it for the simple fact of I know what it's like to grow up in a two-parent home, and you may not always get along, but at least you have that unit. Like it was crazy because I was walking down the street and I helped this homeless man out, and he was telling me like, "Yo, I grew up without two parents, and I grew up on the streets, and you got two parents." I said, "Yes." Like, yo, be grateful, man, be grateful. And the thing is, it's like people will get mad, but the reality is, I have seen what it's like a woman who grew up with a two-parent home compared to a woman who grew up without a two-parent home, and it's a big, drastic difference.
Okay, so you're saying a woman with two parents, both her mother and her father.
Now I'm gonna say the fact that it's always peaches and peaches and cream when you have a two-parent home, because you do have those toxic households. But the fact of the matter is, it's just the fact that the formula is good, but it's the people who are in it. It's like head of household, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say, no, that's not right. Or it's not sexist. It's the fact that maybe it's the man that's probably the problem, who is the head of household. Okay, that's the problem. The function is still good, but the guy could be a douchebag.
Now, so when I'm going about looking at this, talking about the and yes, y'all, this is an open panel, so if y'all want to come up, share your insight. I think people give too much access to people in the streets, but then still want that fatherly husband type of energy, or that motherly slash wife type of energy. I think people give too much energy or give out too much of themselves, but they don't really have no type of real insurance on if that person's going to really rock with them, is going to actually be there for them. But they still want to claim that they still want that person that they are giving their, box or their penis to give them that same type of energy. Or do you think that's differently? Or do you think that, hey, if we're cool with each other and we're kicking it, I should be able to have the same energy and access to you with or without the ring? What do you think about that?
Well, there's a risk with that, and I've lived with that risk. When you just be with a chick and I'm just smashing and you're in a relationship, there's a chance that that chick will end up getting pregnant. You guys don't get along, so people will get mad at this and say, oh, that's not right, And even with the fact of like, here's not to go off topic, but I've always never understood with some men, and sad to say, it's even, it's black men, but it's also white men too. They have a problem with a woman who has lived a life where, all right, out of the consequence, she's had a kid now, right? And now she steps up to you and she says, listen, I don't have sex until marriage, okay? And she just basically lays it down like, listen, I made that mistake. I want to correct myself, right? For some reason in Facebook groups and I've seen it with black men, but also, had a white man tell me his side because he's also for she should be only have sex with one person, if it's just boyfriend or girlfriend. I'm like, okay, well, she wants to learn from her mistakes. She just wants to amend her mistakes so she doesn't repeat the cycle. And you have black men just up in uproar and be like, oh man, well, she smashed 20 dudes. Well, why don't she just give me a chance and let me hit it? Because she doesn't want to go that route anymore. That's it. It's the same thing with a man who's like, he's tired of, playing the field and so he just wants to, just be celibate until they get married. And I think, with that, it gives you, it helps in a way because now you could able to think clearly without the chemicals in your brain ready to smash. You get to see this person for who they are. And I think that's the problem in our society today, especially in the black community. And that's why some of us are just going to be baby mommy or baby daddy forever. Because we don't understand delayed gratification. We don't understand that. I'm not saying all of us, I'm just saying majority that's liberal.
Now, so and looking at that, so I'm looking at and I'm asking, oh, what's going on, my little China minx? Please come through. Let me drop the link for my. I gotta make sure I wrench you up. But China, this a bomb topic that we need a bam on. We're gonna have a good talk. I think the thing about it is, and I'm gonna say this I'm gonna talk to the men first. That woman don't see you as that guy. Like, you can have sex with her, nut up in her, probably even get lucky and put a ring on her. But you'll never be that guy in her eyes because women know who they definitely want to give that energy to say like that's my man, like they claim it. Like there's a difference between saying that's just my husband, or that's my guy I'm with for the moment versus that's my man, that's my husband, that's my go-to. And sadly, I don't think a lot of men actually have ever had that type of inertia of energy where they've ever got that type of actual clout. Like your woman probably fucks with you, but she actually don't have no love for you. Like, yeah, you good for the time being, you good, you know what I'm saying? But you're never that actual guy until something better comes along. Versus you'll know you have that type of woman, which I think a lot of men have never felt that type of energy where this broad ain't going nowhere. Like I know for better or for worse, but see, you had to put that type of inertia imprint on her to where saying that, you know what, I got you and the kids. Like I'm not just trying to fuck you. I want every embodiment of you. And the thing about it is a lot of women to this day, they really don't. I'm gonna tell you right now, women to the day, they don't trust men like that. Especially the ones that they're married to or that they have kids by. Like the woman probably has a kid with you, but she don't trust you. She probably says, "Yeah, that's my guy," but she knows damn well you're not the guy she actually will call on in the pinch. And some men understand that I'm just on rentapussy.com.
But if
That's
she
not
calling a
actually
man, if she calling a man, if she married a man that she could not really fully depend on, why she married him in the first place?
because he's just good for the time being.
What? Wait a minute. So you're gonna just sign yourself off to a man that you really can't depend on in good times and bad times?
Why not? It's a good investment.
Huh?
Investment.
How, that don't make no sense. I mean, you're gonna have his kids. You're gonna have kids with somebody that you really can't depend on, and then that's just like you know, it's kind of like cheating in a way. It's like you're not cheating physically, but you're kind of cheating like, I'll just use him for like good sex and stuff. But when I need something, I'm just gonna call on another man to help me out, and then you're gonna get mad when your husband gets mad at you for depending on somebody else other than him.
You know what? So there are some men, they're married to a female,
Uh-huh.
but she still calls daddy. She still be calling her brother. She still calls her friend to confide in and all that stuff. And she can be all married up to you. Hell, she can be with you. But does she really, 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 really give you her all? And I'm willing to bet that for the most part, women of today, they shield. I would probably say a good 20% of themselves off from their man, just in case. It's an old shit hit the fan type of thing. I need to have a backup plan because I don't listen. You that guy, but I'm not sure if you're actually that guy. And no offense, but let's be honest. A lot of the men of today, y'all barely getting by on your own, but you talk about it. You want to have access to a woman, but you barely can afford to get laundry detergent or wash your own drawers, let alone get furniture for your own damn self. But you saying you want access to a doggone woman. You want your woman to respect you, but you still living under mama's crib. Or you still roommating with somebody. You can't say you want the respect of the woman, but you're going 50-50 with a woman. How you going 50-50 with a woman, but then you say, well, I want that type of energy and respect as a man. Like, she gonna be like, well, man, we just roommates, nigga. Like, I'm not your girl. I'm just your roommate. You just.
My thing is like, why would she agree? Why would she agree to go with a guy who's only gonna pay 50-50?
Because you're a resource.
That don't make any sense, man. Why
You
avoid
are
all
a
that complaining? Avoid all that complaining, and get a dude that you know makes makes more than you. You know, and
okay.
I've told women in Facebook groups that. I mean, why are you complaining about 50-50? Why don't you just get a man that makes more than you? And
But
some
if
of
I'm
them,
already
you know,
but if I'm already tapping into you and your resources, then I'm fine with just being at this level because
but you're complaining about not having enough, and you want to complain about these men, and I'd say that that's a load of crap because you have men out there that make good money, but and these women complain
how
about it
many men
because like I don't, huh?
but how many men actually make good money? What do you call good money? Is it
Men
just
who
like
are
I'm good enough where I can put money in the bank, or is it like, hey, bills are paid and we have food on the table?
is both. You have a savings, you have money in the bank, you could pay rent and food and clothes. I mean, I'm I don't understand when women complain about 50-50. Okay, then get a man who makes more than you. That's it.
Okay, so right now, so do you think do you think would you have a problem if a woman went 50-50 with you?
Well, no, but as long as there's no yes behind it.
Okay, so
So
you
go
don't have
ahead.
a problem. So you don't have a problem with a woman going 50-50 with
But as long as there's no BS behind it, that's the thing. If there's no BS, some people have ulterior motives with that. Or they feel like
you.
the man who, if I get a man who makes more than me, he'll control me. No, I don't think it should be that way. It's just the things is that you complain about it. Find a man that makes more than you. That's it.
So
And
okay,
you'll have some black women on Facebook.
what do you mean by you feel like there might be some BS behind it? Like, what do you mean by what kind of BS are you talking about that would be behind it?
There are some women that will use that as a way of saying, all right, if they 50-50, all right, I guess they would feel a way of like they feel they're independent even though they already are, you know, like they feel like, oh, I paid this too, I paid that. I'm like, okay, you want to go 50-50? All right, that's okay, that's all right. You have, I mean, there's a lot of things where
But don't you get the but aren't you getting the bragging rights that you get to hit that every night?
I mean, yeah, I mean, bragging rights. I don't know. I don't see. I
I
don't.
mean, because you can just say like you
I
have.
don't. It's just,
I mean,
you
but
know.
isn't that the perk of? Because that's the perk to say you got a woman and you got her and you have an access towards her vagina, you know. Um, but also in the same sense, like you, in the same sense, you also will be looked at to say, I mean, between y'all two, or depending on, like, I'm not a 50-50 type of man. I just don't do 50-50. I just don't. I don't like 50-50. It leaves because how can okay, so if you're doing 50-50, can you ask for that energy of being in leadership if you're 50-50?
She wanted to be 50-50. I'm like, okay, but I would say 50-50 in a relationship if I'm not really a relationship, just not serious with you. But if it's like I'm serious with you, no, I'm not. I would not do 50-50 because I'd have to show that I'm a man. You know what I mean? And the fact that I would show that, and also the fact for me is like, because you see these arguments online, and I would always say, for men, don't do 50-50, do the 100%, because that way you have controlling interest. In other words, if you get a house, make sure you pay it all, and don't do the 50-50. If God forbid something happens, she has to pay to that house just as much as you do. Have controlling interest. That's all. In case things go bad. I've said that before, and a female friend got mad at me for that. And oh, that's not right. Okay, we stopped talking after that. But
Okay,
but this is the reality of it. You know,
so if it's 50-50, should you have a problem with her calling the shots also? No.
should I have a problem with her calling the shots?
Yeah, like in other words, you both are head to
Hmm.
50-50.
50. I wouldn't have that, type of environment though.
Okay. But okay, if you're fine with 50-50, what's the problem with her being able to call the shots also?
I try to stay away from that because it's just, that's kind of like, to me, that's kind of like that liberal woman, trying to take control thing. And I'm just like, I try to stay away from that to be in the more dominant area.
But she's doing the same as you.
Mm-hmm.
So why? Like that's the thing about it when it comes to the baby mama.
All right. The reason why I wouldn't be okay with that because at the end of the day, it all falls on me. So I might as well just.
Whoa. How does it all fall on you? Y'all 50-50.
It still comes that way. It still comes that way because that the society is the responsibility falls on the man. It doesn't matter. 50-50, whatever. At the end of the day, what does the man do?
But you're not head of the household.
I'd have to be. That's why I wouldn't do 50-50. I wouldn't do 50-50, and I definitely wouldn't move in with a woman.
You wouldn't move in with a woman. You want her to move in with you, or y'all.
That would have to be that. Yeah.
Okay. Now one of the things you said is you don't have patience. You don't have patience.
Mm-hmm.
So, but one of the temperances of running a household is patience. Things are not going to always work or come into place like as they always would or should.
Yeah, and there's some things you just have to be content with. It's just like you're not content with certain. You just have to be content with certain things. That's it. You have to know yourself, and it's just like, okay, this is not something that is for me.
Now, one of the things in saying that, like I've seen the baby mama, the baby daddy type of thing. I've seen women require much of their baby daddy, like that's their husband, and then they're like, "Well, you need to do this. You're the child's father," but they're like, "I'm not obligated to you. I'm only obligated to the child. You're not my priority. You're not my problem." But you would want that man, but also for the same thing for the man. Can you honestly get mad if there is another man that shows up and now he's playing full on daddy in the home with your kid and your woman? Can you honestly get mad and say, hey, he has that role and you're just the baby daddy? That's the man. That's the new man of the house. Can the baby daddy really have any type of clout to have that kind of
Repeat that thing again, DMT. Repeat that again.
So if you're just a baby daddy, but there is an actual man in the home, can you honestly say you have that type of clout or energy in the home if there's actually an embodied man in that home? Can you really say that's what I'm saying, you have a say in there? I mean, you're the baby daddy versus there's an actual man in that home. I mean, I know there's some guys that they're fine with their girl, getting her, box, handled, but they want that access too. But they don't want to deal with the kid. You know what I'm saying? But they're like, well, damn, I've already set down this path and started this up. I think when it comes to the perception, yeah, but I think when it comes to the perception of baby mama, baby daddy, that's more so being looked at as your wifey type or your hubby. That's the thing. You're not the husband. You're not actually the wife. You're just the type. No, you're the model. You're the mold, but you're not actually the model. You're not actually the full on deal. And I think some people are fine, but they see themselves as, I'm not really at that level to where I can command that type of energy in the home. Now, some people can, they can, but they'll never really have that type of actual tenure and respect. What's your thoughts on it?
My thing is this: if a relationship ends, two people, you are going to move on to other people. That's the thing, and she is going to find somebody else. So all you can do is just, keep tabs, who's around your kid. That's all I can say. But at the end of the day,
You sound like you're underwater. You sound like you're underwater.
Under what?
Underwater. You sound clear now.
All right. Sound clear? All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. What I'm saying is, it's like when the relationship ends, you are going to see other people. Okay. And all you can do is just try to keep tabs on your kid. But reality is, you're not there in the home, and she is going to have like somebody that possibly will be that to your kid, So you really don't have any say in that, Just try to keep tabs on your kid. That's all I can say, And whatever happens to that child, it falls squarely on the mother, whoever's the custodial parent.
Now, question: why is it so many black men are at baby daddy level?
There's numerous reasons. It could be divorce. It could be the fact of some men.
No. If you're divorced, then that means you're ex-husband. You're not a baby daddy. Baby daddy means you never got married. You never actually walked that threshold. So the thing about it, I'm trying to figure out, because I always hear a lot of vitriol and a lot of black men that, hell, y'all got a whole goddamn coaches and all kind of shit going on where men are trying to teach y'all how to be men or talking points. Why do black men have so much vitriol for feminism or femininity?
It's role. I could understand maybe having to get out to feminism, but not femininity. Yeah, for me, I don't. All right, for me, I don't really fit into the black manosphere. I'm gonna be very honest, because I get heat for saying things that are, to me, is common sense, and I get war from like the black women's side, and I get war from the black man's side, because I would say things like I just said: if a black woman has had a sexual past, she wants to clean herself up, and she wants to date men, but do not want to have sex with them until she has his last name, I think she should do that. I think there's a problem with that. Then I get heat from black men. Okay, I tell a woman, listen, okay, maybe if you're talking about these men, where do you find these men that like to have fun, just knocking women up and just running away? Like a Desmond Hatchett. He had 23 kids, works at McDonald's, he got jailed. Where do you find these men? And I get the vitriol from them too. So I don't really fit into the this black gender war.
Okay.
I see garbage coming from both sides.
Shout out to Sincere One. Shout out to Sincere One for that. I think one of the things about it, and I want ladies, y'all are allowed to come up. Listen, this is a co-ed conversation for men and women. I dropped the link, so people are allowed to come up and speak what they feel. As long as you are respectful about that, you can come on up. This is an open dialogue. One of the things about it, I started out being fine with, I'm gonna speak on me, but I can't really. I gotta practice what I preach. I have no problem wanted to make kids. I always wanted children. You know, I have my families. I have my families that I take care of. But I open that door for that type of energy. I think one of the biggest issues that men have is the fact that it's fun making the baby, but they don't want to claim their baby mama because they find out that shit, there's probably more to the situation than what they actually led on to or what they actually expected. So now they're like, well, damn, like this is a little bit more than what I actually want to deal with. And I see that a lot. I see that with a lot of young brothers, or just a lot of men. Their perception in dealing with a woman is a bigger energy because you're thinking that, you know what, I want this family energy and I want that kind of respect. However, it's a lot differently because then when you're actually at play with that type of shit, it switches up. And what's going on, Celeste? How you doing, dear? Um,
Hey,
I can't lie. You know what I'm saying? You look beautiful. Um,
thank you.
I can't lie that I told a lot of women I want them to have my baby, but I didn't actually understand the responsibility when a woman says, okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, a lot of people talk that good game until you see that goddamn the stick of truth pop up. When she pull up that damn yellow stick and put it in your face, and you're like, don't act funny now, nigga. You know what's good. And you be like, oh, yeah. I thought you was on the pill. I thought you had the marina. Like, what's good? Hold up. No, 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 no. And I'm telling you, I've been there plenty of days. Oh, I got them phone calls. Joe, we need to talk. Oh, listen, boy. I get scared every time a girl email me or call me. I'll say, Joe, we need to talk. I'm like, fuck. I don't even argue no more. I'll be like, I'll be there. That's all I say, man. I just own whatever my fuckery of my dick. I just own it. I'm not. I don't even try to lie on it. I'll be like, listen, do you have health insurance? Do you have a car seat? Let's just get this shit out the way. Because you ain't about to have me looking crazy out here with my damn thing. But you want to let the sister talk. You know, some people are like, damn, BMP, you ain't shit. Nah, nigga. I claim all mine. All mines, they good. They in homes, they in beds, they in school. They got the diapers, they got the clothes. Shit. Their bank accounts look nice. I take care of all the ladies, and I take care of all the kids. So y'all ain't gonna never catch BMT lacking. Mm-mm. No, no. Mm-mm. Go ahead, Celeste. Welcome to the panel. Good to have you here. What's going on?
Thank you. Can you hear me good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I missed the last, I guess, 10, 15 minutes because I've been doing laundry. But what was the last thing y'all were talking about?
So we talking about from the female side, me and him were talking about some women don't mind fucking with a dude or even going up to the level of even getting the ring on with a man, but that's not really the man that they really want to be with. But he's just the guy for the moment for the come up. But if opportunity presents itself, shit, she know that. Listen, I'm out. Like, and I know real news like that wouldn't make sense for a woman to do that. Why would she do that? But I'm like, women if they can get a leverage, if they know like, okay, he's not BMT's not the guy I want, but he got me a car. You know what I'm saying? He doing right by me. But if I know that if Jason get in my inbox He talking about sweeping me away, taking away from this shit. You can't touch this. No. Man, I know some of these women, they do it. They do it. I'd be like, bro, she was never yours, man. You were just borrowing her. And some guys have a hard time believing that. Hell, you see them in this space, the way they talk. They thought that that woman was there, but their attitudes and their energy, that was never really their girls. She was just like, I'm just putting up with your ass. So I know why they come at you because of how you think. But I'm like, I get why Celeste thinks what she thinks. You don't bother me. I be laughing. But go ahead, Celeste. Go ahead.
Well, the scenario that you just said, I think that we see more of that in modern days than we did in the past. But usually, and I can't speak for everybody, but usually when a woman is treated right, she stays. Now, a woman, she will, use a man for a come up if, he puts himself out there, as I guess a simp. That's what they say. But if he's buying her things, but he's also an a-hole, he doesn't respect her, he doesn't make her feel good as a woman, then yeah, it's just gonna make it even easier for the next guy to come on in and swoop her up. But see, that's the thing. A lot of guys, they think that as long as they're paying all the bills, then they can totally control the woman, talk to her any kind of way, treat her any kind of way. And that's not it. That's why you see like a lot of rich women, they'll, cheat on their husbands with, I don't know, the mailman or, just something little like that because she's not being treated right on an emotional level.
Now, one of the things about it is, do you feel that some women and some men are only good enough at baby mama, baby daddy status?
I do. I do believe that some people, they're not, it's like they're just so mentally inept, like they're still stuck in a child state of mind. And it's like if you're not in an adult state of mind yourself, you can't raise a child. A lot of people, they don't even have good coping mechanisms. So how are you going to teach a child how to cope? How are you going to teach a child how to face challenges when you can't even do it yourself? So it's like, I mean, some people, they make pretty babies, but they should just stick to being, sperm and egg donors.
Mm. Now, I was told, I came up with this. I was talking to an ex of mine. She was watching one of the episodes. And Joe, you had good dick energy, but you don't got husband energy. And I'm like, hold the fuck up. She was like, I'm just being honest, Joe. Like, I don't want to hurt you. You're only good for dick, nothing more. I can't depend on you. Was she wrong for telling me that? I felt like all the stuff I done did for her, I done been there for you. I done took your little ass to WIC office. I done care for you. I done rub your feet when you come home from the call-in center and shit. All she said, I was just want to go for good dick. But there was not. But she never saw me as that husband, as that man. You think that was cutthroat, or some women, they literally just say like they know in the back of their mind like he ain't it.
I mean, I honestly don't think it's cutthroat because, most women, they're going to care too much about your feelings to tell you the truth. But she was honest with you. And you have to respect honesty, especially from women, because they worry about people's feelings and if they're going to hurt someone's feelings.
Do you think have you ever had a man try to trap
Yeah.
you? Okay.
That is the most dumbest thing I've ever heard a man do. You try to trap her. You can't. All right, she does like. All right, it's not working out. So the best thing to do is fire a shot in you. fire a shot in her and keep you guys bonded together with a child for 18 years.
Now, do you think men do that? Who do you think tries to trap who the most?
Um, I don't know, to be honest, because I've had a lot of I've had more guy friends than I have girlfriends throughout my life. So I know more guys personally who have done it, but from the stories that I've seen, like on Facebook and things like that, women probably do it the most.
See, it's different for me. I'm gonna say y'all gonna have to, and y'all men want to come up here, rush the stage, come rush the stage. I will deal with you. Black men, or men in general, but predominantly black men, y'all be trying to trap women like sport, like I'm telling you right now, and I might have to put this shit on Patreon. Hoes and prostitutes be telling me if they have to choose, they rather not fuck black men because they cheap.
That's
They
true.
want they. I can't make this shit up, y'all.
But I mean, you going after? It depends what type of black man you're going after. If you trying to get good
No,
quality money, I'm just saying the fact. It's just
no.
the fact. It's common sense. If you're trying to get good money, go with good clientele.
It's
That's it.
universal. Women believe black men are cheap.
What type of black men you going cheap? That's my thing. Are you going with low income black men? Yeah, they're gonna be
They
No,
cheap.
say
I mean,
they
I'm
say
sorry,
any
real
black
news.
man.
I'm not sparing feelings. They no. Why you think women are hesitant with making babies with us, man? They
which
think
ones? What type of men? What type of black men are they going for? That's the thing. Yeah, and I hear this on Facebook. I'm like, okay, black men trying
okay.
to like
So
this one chick. All right, the thing is like, okay, what type? Where do you
let's
find these men?
use
Where are you
let's
finding
use
these black men?
let's use the baby.
If I'm smashing hoes, then I'm actually going to a place where hoes go. Where are you going to find these men that do these things? Where?
It's not about where you find them or what status in life they are. It's the fact that the reputation of the black man is so tainted that when it comes to like, escorts and, ladies of the night, they say they don't want to deal with them at all whatsoever unless they're like over 40 or 50. And that's even then it's rare. Like, I mean, it's not funny, but I mean, it doesn't matter if you're the, anomaly and you're the good educated black man, you still, have to deal with the reputation of the pookie that still affects you when it comes to who's going to choose you.
Just, I'm just saying. It's just when it comes to that, it's like I couldn't be a pimp. No.
Now, now for tonight, if we got to, we can. Let me see if I can find any female thing. Let's see. God damn it! I want to throw some of these girls under the bus. So I won't throw them under the bus. Shit. All right. So there's one female says this. I like Latin men. I like white men. I like black men over 45 years old. I do not want cheap men. Why would she say she only wants black men over 45 years old? Just think about that. Just think about that, bro. She only want men over 45 that if you black. Why would she specifically say an age for us? I'm telling you, bro, listen. These bros don't be trusting us young black niggas, bro. They don't be trusting us, man. I be having to lie to them at the grocery store and shit. I don't
Like I
think that's
said, man,
right.
I'm still with the, what type you're going for. Yes, mainstream media, you know, has a lot to do with it because the type of black men are shown on mainstream media, the ones that are like the rappers, the ones that are toxic black men. I mean, my thing is though, still, if you're out there trying to make money, you know, you have to be smart. And there's other black men out there that make good money, but at the same time, those good black men are not going for extras. Just saying on that level. And the thing is also, a lot of these women that you have to say what type of men are they looking for? You know what I
Okay.
mean? Because
All right.
some of these like even when you go on these Facebook groups with some of these black women, okay, they will trash these black men, but they're still going after these men that they despise. That's
Why is
another thing too.
now what
Because
kind
because
now?
that's because huh?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying it's like you have women that say I can't stand these type of men, but you're still going after those type of men. So I'm thinking this is a cultural thing. Okay, you can't. You say you can't stand these type of black men, but you're still getting pregnant by these black. So it's a
Okay.
cultural thing. You can't get away from the culture
What
of
okay, so
what you
so,
grew
so
up.
you're saying it's a culture thing. You
Yes,
said
they have a
it's a
culture. It may be a cultural thing that they like that
oh,
type. They it's kind of like with the Breonna Taylor thing, and a black woman was talking about it on YouTube about like how we as girls we used to date these type of men, and we got to learn to get away from them because that's what we used to. We used to date those type of men. We don't like dating the lanes, and this black woman said that. So to that has to be a cultural thing.
okay. Okay. Now,
If you grew up in a part of, let's say, South Central LA, just for example, and you're around D boys and stuff like this, you may despise them, but that's what you grew up with your whole life.
okay, so I'm going to show you now. Do you think now a lot of brothers they want to holler at a Becky? Now I'm going to show y'all some of the Beckys. A lot of y'all like to holler at. Okay, I'm going to show y'all Becky. Okay, now I'm going to make sure I give y'all some damn music. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure y'all feel safe and comfortable and shit. You know, I want to do y'all right. I think y'all deserve a Becky, so I'm gonna have her dance for y'all. Now this is y'all Becky. This type of thing y'all like.
Who likes this? Who likes this?
Now hold on now. This is normally that broad y'all like to claim.
Who
Some of
likes to
y'all,
claim that, BMT?
huh?
Who likes to claim that?
That's
So I'm,
isn't that the divestment group? That's y'all Becky that y'all claim y'all.
what? I'm not part of the divestment group. I think I try
But
to
you
find.
said, but hold on now hold on now real. You said it's the culture, but we're
Right.
seeing Becky take her cardboard box or whatever the hell she's doing over there. She on the wall, bent over, bunking up for you, just like a good old
Not
like.
for me.
That's how she like getting the slave, the Negro, to come over there. She knows she shake her ass. Now you got a fat one want to get taken faster than the skinny one because the fat one we like a girl with some cellulite. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I like a girl with some meat on her, eat your neck bone and all that shit. So I don't have no problem with no white girl at Arby's or Popeyes. You know what I'm saying? Live your truth, baby. So I just want y'all to know now. What do you think about the celeb? Do you think some of these dudes go for some of these type of chicks right here?
Yeah, of course.
Why you say that? You sure, or this ain't the type of girl that they would want to deal with?
Look, what I see when I'm go around like, college campuses or even if I go to like the quote unquote nice side of town, is I'll see a really handsome black man, and he'll be with a woman who looks like that if
Damn.
she's not 300 pounds. And the thing is, like,
Making a
we
mixed
all,
baby too.
yeah, I mean, and the thing is, like, kind of like how we were talking about last night, like, it's just the fact that she's not black. That's really all it is. She can, she can have long, super long ghetto nails like a black girl. She could twerk in public like a black girl. She can wear weave like a black girl. She can be tatted up, but as long as she's not black.
And these girls, these white girls, they be predominantly, they end up becoming baby mamas for a lot of y'all niggas. But y'all be sweating up and down, these women be winning. Now I've done talked to a few Beckys and Karens, and they know once they have a baby with us black men, ain't no white boy taking them. That's it. Their card is revoked.
But like I said, man, is that the thing is, it's like what type of some of these white chicks, all right, some of these white chicks, they don't go for a man that, you know, kind of
But
in their lane.
what,
They would go after
what,
a man that, you know,
what
is
white man?
known.
But what white man is trying to date a Kardashian? Ain't no white man trying to
That's
date.
what I'm saying. You don't have to be dating a Kardashian. You go off and date these people who look like they've, you know, slept around. They look like, all right, Kanye West, right? Let's just say he's dating a woman like Kim Kardashian. Have you any
Okay,
idea how many jokes he got to deal with? Nick Cannon dating a woman like Mariah Carey. Do you know how many clowning, how many jokes, the butt of every joke he has to deal with?
now, but wouldn't those men be high
That's
value?
what I'm saying.
But aren't they high value?
Maybe to some people, to me, no. Because do you want a woman that her name is in every man's mouth like that?
I mean,
Do you
Melania
want a
Trump
woman like Kim Kardashian? Do you? Huh?
Melania Trump, she
My
used to
thing
do
is
porn.
like
She did porn, and she's the president's wife.
my thing is like when you go after those type of women, you're gonna get what you pay for. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, a black. It goes both ways with genders, man. Like this, a white chick go after a dude that he has. Let's just say he's known for the swag. He's known for the getting a lot of chicks, right? She can't get mad when he plays her because you didn't see if this dude could actually be faithful to you. You didn't see if this dude actually had chemistry with you. You didn't see if this dude actually was somebody you could have a relationship with. You just went for the fact that he had swag, and now you end up being another casualty. And he's just on to the next victim. That's it.
Okay. Now, okay. So the thing I'm trying to find out is why are some men, why are some women having a problem getting taken to the altar? Why are some women having a problem getting taken to the altar?
Some of them are not really wife material. Some of them are just in love with the idea of going to the altar, in love with the idea of being married. They don't want to be a wife. That's it.
Can I say something?
Now,
I think it's
go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it's because a lot of people are just casually dating and they're not dating with the goal of marriage in mind. And also a lot of women aren't dating men who are serious about marriage and who have marriage as a short-term goal. So they kind of just settle for the guy who's like, oh, I'm just taking it one day at a time. I'm just trying to, you know, fill it out. Like they're pretty much settling for guys who don't know what they want, or they know that the guy doesn't want marriage, but they just stick through it just in case he might change his mind because she's so special.
Now, I want to ask. I'm asking the question on: do you feel like, okay, so hypothetical? Do you feel that some women are already doing wifey or wife task, but they're only the baby mom? or just the girlfriend. So the nigga's like, why do I need to take you up to the altar? You already slopped me down. You already have my babies. And shit, you already give me money and everything else. So what do I need to take you up to the altar? I mean, we good. Shit, we already got you already the damn you got the trailer in your name for five years. So girl, we good. Why are you complaining about a damn ring? Celeste is smiling like she heard that conversation before. Like Celeste is smiling like, damn, I heard this conversation before.
I have.
Yeah, like get out of my life. Like I heard this conversation before. She's smiling like, yo, I done heard this conversation before. Go ahead, Celeste. If you break down and cry, I know I hit you somewhere. So don't worry, I'm waiting. So go ahead.
I mean, I've just heard that way too many times, like to where I mean
What's
this
wrong with
hasn't
that?
happened to me personally. Well, here's the thing. Here's what's wrong with it because the woman set her standards way too low and she let the man come in, get her pregnant. Now she's playing house, she's cooking for him, she's cleaning for him. You know, she's doing things for his mama. His cousins can come stay over. You know, it's just she does so much to the point where it's no point in him marrying her. Like marry her for what? Like he all the only thing is the only thing that he thinks is gonna change is now she's gonna think, oh, I got him in the bag. Like I got it secured. But he doesn't want her to feel that way.
All right. Now I found some Nubian queens for you, Real, that me and Celeste we found these women for you. I think they're pretty good looking and they're pretty hot and sexy. Now, so many women, so many women look pretty hot. I think you can check them out. They look pretty hot. They look pretty fresh. They're pretty athletic. They got well, she ain't got. I don't know if that's a woman or a man.
Yeah, that looked like a man, BT. You
Are
know,
you sure?
that's a man. That's a man. That's a
Are you
man.
sure? How can you tell?
Back it up a bit. That's a man. Look at the face.
Yeah, I
Look
think
at that face, BT.
beauty is an
That's
eye to the beholder. So you
that.
know what?
Look at those cheekbones, man. Come on now.
Whatever. I don't need to so, regardless of
Cheekbones.
that, do you feel a lot of men are vain? You feel like a lot of men are vain and they are trying to get above their means when it comes to getting a good woman, or they literally are trying to compare their woman to something. Because I mean, like so do you think that some women are going above their means or something?
I think some people just have a can't really be able to stay in their lane. Just to look at yourself and like, can I actually get this type of woman? If I want a woman that is that it's like this, all right. Some women they want a man that's 6 feet, the body of Arnold Schwarzenegger, the face of Morris Chestnut, you know, got this nice income coming in, but they don't have that themselves. They're overweight, maybe 5'2", 250 pounds, and you don't have that, okay?
How about you,
And then
Whistler?
and then you got like men
What?
who are men who got pot bellies, a receding hairline, and you want a woman with the body of Beyonce, okay? And you don't have that money, and she has good money. It's not going to work. Either you work up to that level, or you gotta humble yourself and get what you can.
But hold up now. But if you're the nigga flipping burgers at McDonald's, why should I not be allowed to get a bad bitch? Why should I not? I feel like you should be treating me with respect. Now that woman I done showed you, some of them were pretty fine on that damn table, twerking and popping it like it's hot. How can you judge them? Who are you?
Well, unless they want, I'm not a fan of Kevin Samuels, but if they want that brutal truth, they can go right ahead and get smacked down. The reality is, you have to work for certain things. What is
Now,
that?
now you have a woman right here.
What
She
is
stays
that?
at home. She's a single. She don't have no kids. She stay at home. She doing good for herself. She got her hair all natural. Listen, I'm finding y'all all these women.
I'm about to run off this live stream.
Why? 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 She's natural. She don't go nowhere. Y'all
She's
be
not
worrying about y'all
happy.
men. Huh?
She's not happy.
How you know she's not happy?
And look at her face.
Okay, but it's the lighting.
Yeah.
She look like she's doing good.
You know what? You trying to be funny.
No, I'm not. What's wrong with her? Ain't nothing wrong with her.
BNT, look at her feet. Look at her feet. Look at her feet, BNT.
Oh, I thought she had socks on. All right, so
I can't
okay,
tell.
okay,
I can't tell.
okay. So that's not socks. Hold on, let me see her feet. Okay, that's her actual feet. Okay, that's not socks. All right, so we'll continue on looking for y'all a woman. Now, if we have to, we will crack open the POF account that we got for you members of BMT. You do have access to the POF account. It is up to y'all to use. I cannot tell y'all what to do after that. I can only hook you up with the females on POF. Now, do y'all feel that a lot of y'all women y'all have unrealistic goals for men? Do y'all feel like y'all have unrealistic goals for men?
Yeah, I do believe that, but it's kind of like along the lines of what Real News was saying earlier. It's more of like a Disney mentality, a Disney princess complex, where she thinks that men are going to be, gentle and caring and try not to hurt her and try not to get over her. It's like they just automatically expect men to be a Prince Charming type of thing instead of accepting the reality of human nature, of people are going to try to use you for what they can get out of you. And if it can be reciprocated, it can be reciprocated, but that's not always going to be the case. And I think that it's not really delusions of grandeur the way men, have as far as, them working at McDonald's but wanting an Instagram baddie. It's more of, like, oh, this guy isn't gonna lie to me. He's not gonna cheat on me. He said that was his sister. Like that type of stuff.
So we found something. I think even Celeste would approve. I found you a girl with a good body. She has clean feet. She has a good. She's bad. She's a hot one. I'm going above and beyond for you. My hands are even sweating. So listen, I'm putting in a lot of fucking work for you. So now, for a lot of y'all brothers, I want y'all also to tell me I found y'all sister. Here we go. Let me put on some good sexual music for y'all. There we go. No. Mhm. Now she's gonna put on the dance show. I think that's a duck, but don't worry about the duck. Um, she got an ass. She can twerk, dance, move, and she also a humanitarian. So
No.
you know what, nigga? I don't know
Where
what to
you find this stuff?
Look.
That poor duck. That poor duck.
What's wrong with her? She got a job. She working. I don't know what to do for y'all niggas. So like, what's up with them hating on a woman that want to be open? Like, first of all, y'all always be saying a woman ain't sexual enough. She ain't trying to be to y'all. Like, I don't get y'all. What do y'all want? Like, y'all be complaining a woman should be sexy, sexual, have a job and everything. Now, let me ask you something. Do you think could you respect a 50-50 relationship?
No,
Why not?
Exactly.
because I'm not gonna feel like that's a real man.
Boom. Exactly.
Hold on, no, hold on, baby girl. You're saying that's not a real man. Hold on, I'm paying bills also. We have a plate, and I'm giving you your own independence as a woman. Why do you say that's not?
Why would I need independence in a relationship? Number one.
You
And
treat
then number two, like if you, I feel like if you're mature enough to date a woman, you have to be financially stable enough to fully take care of her. Because if I were to get pregnant and end up on bed rest and not be able to work, then what are you gonna do?
You get paid leave.
Not all jobs give that.
Stop, nigga. You get paid leave. You get paid leave. Trust and believe me that I knew exactly that girl was not. You must get paid leave. You at home and get that whole check. Now we do have the POF account. I did get the text, so y'all are allowed to tap into the POF account. With the POF account comes great responsibility. For some of y'all who are sex deprived for the holidays, we do have the POF account. Now with the POF account, it does allow y'all to be able to have access to women. So we do have some women around the area that are single and that they are willing to date. So y'all can have your pick at them. Now we do have 17 able-bodied women from. Oh, she's in Atlanta. Okay, but
If
we'll
you
still.
want my opinion, POF,
Mhm.
POF ain't nothing more than a prostitution site.
Why would you say now? Why would you say POF ain't nothing but a prostitution site? Why would you say that?
Because when I was single back in my early 30s, when POF first came out, that's all I found on there was booty calls. That's it. That's all women wanted was booty calls. It was either they wanted booty calls or they wanted somebody that had absolutely unrealistic qualifications.
Wait a
Now,
minute, a booty call and a prostitute, that's two totally different things.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you define as a prostitute. I mean, because a booty call, are you still not going out and paying in some form or another to end up getting that booty at the end of the night, be it going out for drinks, going out for dinner?
Yeah, but the money isn't going in her pocket. It doesn't matter how much you spend on drinks and dinner.
But it's still coming out your pocket and it's going on her. I'm just saying,
So basically, POF is a site for a lot of
promiscuous people. We'll say it's not a
promiscuous
prostitute.
women.
We won't
Don't
say
worry,
it's
everybody. A member of BMT, y'all still have access to the POF account. Terry, you can still use it as much as you
you can
want.
still use it, but that's just my personal opinion. All right.
Now I got a question. Do you feel that some people? Now you're saying just a booty call. Do you feel that some people feel a certain type of way because they're only used for just a booty call, men and women?
I'm sure that there's different how do I want to put it, self-esteem issues people end up with because of that.
Now, if okay, so let's say this, and I want to ask this: no booty call is just come over and smash. No.
You're funny, man.
Now, so here's the thing about it: if the woman knows that all she ever was just a booty call, then why would she ever want to give you that respect of respecting you as a husband or a possible father of her kids?
Well,
all you ever want to do is talk about smashing her.
Well, that's just it. You know, that depends on whether or not you define those guidelines right off the rip. When you meet a woman, are you whispering in her ear a bunch of sweet nothings? Are you telling her about making a bunch of promises that you don't intend on keeping? Are you saying a bunch of things that you know she wants to hear just so you can get in her pants? Or are you being straight up honest with her and saying, hey, I'm just out trying to make friends. I'm just out trying to, get some ass, for lack of better words. You know what I'm saying? Have fun, this, that, and the other. This is never going to be serious. You know, it all depends on what kind of man you are. Do you have enough integrity to be honest, not only with yourself, but with the person that you're trying to approach?
Now it's okay. So you brought that up. Is that the reason why a lot of men have a problem? A lot of men have a problem claiming their baby mama, or women have a problem claiming their baby daddy. I'm gonna start off with the lady first, then take it to men. Because one, you were just a jump off chick, or you're just a side chick. And for the men, is that a problem why a lot of men have a problem claiming their baby mama? Because she was the community punk box, or pretty much the community doorknob. Is that something that a lot of people have a reason why they don't want to claim their baby mama or daddy? Because technically you weren't really trying to get with them. You were just like, I'm just that unlucky person that got them pregnant, or I got knocked up by this dude. So it is what it is. I'm not sure if Celeste is there, but Real News and Trailer, who wants to take it first about, claiming
No,
your.
I mean, that could be it, because the simple fact that, you know, there wasn't really any honesty there. You know, I mean, that's basically it. I mean, to be honest with you, not many people are going to be honest on those dating sites, what they really want, what their intentions are. You're taking a risk. That's basically what it is. It's a risk. And yeah, if somebody's smashing the community, the community toothbrush, then they're gonna have some shame in admitting who their baby mama is, or a woman may be like ashamed to admit who their baby daddy is, or the fact is, and that is, they may even be the community toothbrush, but they don't like the person that they had a kid by.
Okay. Now, so I want to say this. So if you're saying that, and like looking at this guy right here, and I'm just going to show this message that this man said. He says this. He's at the hospital right now. Pray for me. Ain't nothing really wrong. My old lady kicked me out. I have nowhere to go for the night. So he's sleeping at the hospital pretending to be sick. So that's literally. Do you find it that a lot of men?
Where'd Celeste go?
Oh no, she probably taking care of some stuff. Do you feel that a lot of men are laying up or impregnating women that they were fun for the night, but they literally don't want the responsibility of saying, I probably took it too far, and I don't want to claim what literally is something of a jump off, because that's literally being known as in some places as you impregnate the town whore or lady of the night, and now you got to carry that in that societal thing that hey.
I think the way I would respond to that is I think a lot of that has to do with is generational. Has to do with your age group and what generation you came up in. Because I know, like, I'm a Gen Xer, and in my 30s, dating was a whole lot different than it was when I was in my early 20s. It was like a whole new demographics. And I know that young people today, young adults that are 18, 19, early 20 somethings, they see sex as, it's not, most of them don't see it as an emotional bond between two people. It's just an act of self gratification. They're more free and open with the shit than I think our generation was.
Okay. What about you? What about you? Real News. What do you think?
I'd say the same thing. It's not the same as it used to be. I think it's just kind of like just getting towards that point, because it's like it's not more, like getting to know each other. It's more like you get to talk a couple of sentences and now you're just ready to have sex. It's not really what it used to be.
Like, I don't know how old you are, real news, but like me, when I was separated in my 30s and was out trying to date, it was in the beginning, it was the most horrific thing I'd ever experienced, because I remembered in my 20s, you'd go out to the clubs, you go out to the bars. If you saw somebody that, you was interested in the grocery store, in the laundromat or something, you would actually walk up and engage them in conversation. Whereas, when I was in my 30s, I go up and try and talk to somebody that I was interested in. The first thing I would get was, "Are we friends on Facebook?" "No." "Then why are you talking to me?"
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. Like, really, we got to have some kind of social media connection for us to engage in conversation?
Actually, yeah. Now these days, yeah. I mean, I read something about that. You have to have some sort of social currency. You gotta have some sort of like, who are you on Facebook? Who are you on Instagram? It's kind of like that now. It's like high school all over again.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad I'm married personally. Speaking of, back to what you were talking about earlier, BMT was when I met my wife for the first time. I was that guy that was going out and literally telling women. I told my wife this when I first met her. I'm not out to try and get into a serious relationship. I don't want nothing to do with being tied down. I'm just out trying to have fun, meet new people, and go that route. If you're looking for someone that you can call your boyfriend or whatever, then I'm not him. But if you're looking for a friend, I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? And lo and behold, it's crazy, but me and her ended up getting married 2 years later.
So one of the things I want to ask you, think about it. Do you feel that you are pressured? Did you ever feel pressured into getting married, or literally it was something that you did want?
No, it's something that I actually naturally wanted because, like I talked to you about before, when me and my wife were dating, the first year that we were even together, we both lived in separate places. It wasn't one of them things where we rushed to live together and all that stuff. She had her respectable home. I had my respectable home. There were times that she would come stay at my house. Every now and again, I'd go stay at her house, but I didn't go over there because I didn't like her roommate. I thought he was a slob, But, for the most part, we had our own place. So we had that distance between each other, which, I think is what actually helped us build, the friendship and the trust and the understanding with one another that we have now, rather than rushing in head first, while we were still engaged with each other's representative.
Now, one of the things about it is that one of the things about it, do you feel that I think Celeste must have missed it. I want to, for me, honestly, I think that I knew I wanted a family, but I didn't really have the proper tutelage on how to build a family. So I'll try by error.
How many men in today's world really do, though?
I'll probably say less than 20%. I'm gonna be honest. I know a lot of people think that men of other cultures and stuff know how to have a family. I really don't. That's almost a lost art.
It's just as bad in the white culture too, man, because my dad walked out with me and my mom and my brother and sister when we were 7 years old. I didn't see him again until I was about 10, 11 years old. And then when he did finally come back into our life, it was like maybe once or twice a year if we were lucky.
Let me ask Celeste. Celeste, how you doing there?
Hey.
Now, did you want to get married?
Of course.
You got to think about that. Good. Stay
Are
free.
you married?
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to be married since I was.
No, are you married?
Yeah.
Okay. I I was just curious.
Yeah, that's
What
like
made you?
that's
What made
every
you want
little
to get married?
girl's dream.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because that's what we're conditioned to aspire for in my generation.
All them Disney movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
them Disney movie princesses done got them fucked up. That's why I like the lesbian girl with ice power. You know, she ain't talking that marriage shit. Shout out to her. She already knew the deal. Now that's interesting. But Disney now is in the direction lesbian or black independent woman. I don't know why they're going in that direction, but that's the direction Disney's going for princesses. So this new generation of Disney princess girls, just letting y'all know, they're not looking for penis. They're looking for money and power. So sucks for y'all. I'm just saying. Now,
Well, see, like when me and my wife decided to actually get serious and when I asked her if she would marry me, we literally had jack crap combined. Everything that we own could fit in one bedroom together.
now, hold on now. Now, I want to ask about that because I went through the struggle. Now, I done already have my struggle relation of stuff. I don't have the mettle or discipline to go through that. Like, I just don't. I think I only have it in me one good time to do it. Celeste, did you ever go through a struggle phase with you and your husband?
No, not with my husband.
Y'all just had it. Y'all just had it like that.
Yeah, and it's like, well, not to say like that, but I went through it with an ex, and that made me realize that I never wanted to go through that again.
High five to
Oh,
you, sister. High five.
okay, okay, okay,
Because
okay.
that's where
So,
I'm at. That's where I
so
was.
you went through that. So you went through that phase, but it just wasn't with your husband. But you went
Yeah.
through your struggle relation phase with a man. So you already know it was that one and done. So it's fair to say all three of us have had our strugglation era. I
Yeah.
feel like that's the temperance of a fully functional relationship. You don't know just how much you really can take or condition, if you know what I'm saying, until you go through that. Like, I mean, I'm talking to Real. Real was like he didn't have the patience.
Well,
And I
and
think, go ahead.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I think that that's a lot of what the purpose of dating is for to begin with. You know, that people, tend to overlook when they rush head first into, I just met this girl or I just met this dude 2 weeks ago. Now it's a month into it. It's Valentine's Day. I'm gonna put a ring on her finger, ask her to move in and start a family with me, and we don't even know each other. The whole purpose of dating is so you can go out and meet different people and have those positive or negative experiences in your life. That way, when you finally do become mature enough to understand what marriage takes, you don't fall back into these things that could potentially destroy it.
Okay,
Yeah.
now
And I wanted to say something. I didn't
go,
want to,
Roger.
like, I didn't want to make it seem like, me and my husband's marriage was just always perfect. We did struggle, like, but the struggle that we had, it was more of like with my mental health. It was like with my postpartum and me having bad reactions to birth control, things like that. So we did struggle. It just wasn't financial.
I think so. And here's the thing about it: in a relationship, this and like I said, like I said, that's why I prefer whenever I talk about relationships. I predominantly prefer talking with the experienced people rather than the the hearsay people, because the experienced people of how me and Triller were talking, whether we be black or white, or when how it is whenever you hear how I talk versus how you talk, people who walk the line, they can tell because of how we talk amongst each other of our emphasis. You know what I'm saying? I can understand the frailties of a woman having a child in a postpartum. I understand it. Plus, also the gestational diabetes, and all the other things that will go on. Do you still find me sexy? Do you still want to touch me? What about my time with me? See, I understand all this. Just like talking with Trailer on, hey, there is no manual or no dating culture, any of that shit for how to run a home.
Absolutely not.
There is none. No, I can tell you right now, out of all three of us, does any of us have to bring up submission in the home or any of that shit? Y'all ever have a conversation about submission?
Submission. What do you mean? Like who's the ruler of the roost?
Like, do y'all have to talk about submission or some shit like that?
No, not unless you're talking about submitting in the bed.
Okay. So do
No,
you
the
ever?
only time we talked about it is when we were talking about YouTube videos.
Okay, so I want y'all to understand it. Nobody in their freaking mind hold it in functional outside of YouTube. Not really talking about that shit. I mean, maybe sexual shit, possibly. We're doing kinky shit, but holistically, nobody's ever talking about submission. I'm just saying it's not something really going on in the mind. If the trash got to go out, either she's grabbing the trash or I'm grabbing the trash. Whatever needs to be done, dishes washed, baby need to get changed or fed or stuff like that. It's just whoever's there at the time is just doing it. I think people have this Hasbro play mommy and daddy placating thing where Celeste, the dishes need to be washed. Celeste need to cook dinner versus Trailer just gonna get up and probably just go to do it.
Well, see, the thing is in my house, the roles are like, me and my wife have a very traditional marriage. When me and her were first together, I was the one that was the breadwinner. I had the good job until my back went out. My back went out. I started having problems, and then my wife started working towards her career, which is in basically corporate, in the corporate world and what is it, retail, and she has a good salary job. She's worked her way up. So, we got kids, and she just asked me, she said, well, you're a musician and an artist. Why don't you just let me chase my dreams and you stay at home and raise the kids, be my bitch? And I was like, okay, and the thing is it's tough, the role reversal, but, at the same time, I also kind of feel blessed because I have two other kids that I missed out on their childhood because I was at work all the time. Whereas with these kids, I actually get to have a daily hand in watching them grow, watching them raise, be an actual influence in their lives and how they're turning out and their personality. And that's a totally different, aspect on life that a lot of men don't even realize they're missing out on when they spend all their time at work and away from home.
Now, let's talk about that. Do you have to force your husband to spend time with the kids or nudge him? Now, you don't have to answer, but do you ever feel like let's actually do a better way. Do you feel like some women have to nudge their man to spending time with the kids?
Of course. I mean, mine, he loves to spend time with the kids, but
You don't have to cape for him. You don't have to cape for him.
I'm not.
You don't have to cape for him.
I'm not capable. Like, he's really, really good with kids. He's more hands-on than my dad was when I was growing up. But I know women who, I mean, they do everything they're supposed to do, cook, clean, keep their house spotless, and their husband still makes them do everything for the kids while they just sit back and watch TV, drink a beer. Like, they're like, oh, that's a woman's job. Especially, yeah. I don't want to go too deep into it, but yeah, that's how
No, don't worry. We will have topics where I make sure you email. We'll have some good topics. Trust and believe. I'm good at going into the dark sector. I can tell you from me coming back, but I spent majority of the earlier parts of my marriage traveling the world, so I didn't have that connected. I lost that connection to Melissa. And then after that, we had issues. And then we had our separation. And after that, I started my other family. But I could never neglect the issues with the first family.
Now, let me ask you a question, BMT. When you decided that there was no more work that you could put into the first family, that it was time to count your losses, for lack of better words, and move on. Did you actually give yourself time to heal from that and understand where both of you may have went wrong and the mistakes that were made before you decided to actually get serious with someone else?
At trial by error, I needed to learn. When I first left out, and she called it too. She said, as soon as you get away from me, you're going to go out there and drink. You're going to go do drugs. You're going to go run around with women. And I'm like, bitch, you don't know me. Watch.
Well, hell yeah.
As soon as she said that, first thing I went to go do was drink Hennessy. I bought me $280 worth of coke, and I went to the casino. Man, y'all couldn't tell me shit. I was just having a
Rippers and cocaine.
And I was fooling around, and I'm not gonna lie. It was good while it lasted.
But it gets old real fast, don't it?
But it got old real fast. But I'm like, well, damn, like, I would get angry, low key. I was getting angry, but like, yeah, I gotta take this call. Like, my kids are calling me, and I'm like, well, my kids don't call me, or I'll be watching niggas argue with their woman or their kid, and I'll be like, and I'll be standing there like, come, like, nah, man, I gotta go home, and I'll be like, okay, or shit like that. And I started yearning for that, but I'm like, well, damn, like, and it hit me really hard, Triller, where I got really depressed because I wanted that smoke and energy. Like, I really did. Like, I don't know how some of these dudes do it, being on YouTube and all this stuff, but some of these women do it. I miss the family energy. I do. It's something about it. It's just something you can't fill in. And
once you have it, there's a dynamic of your life that seems to be missing once it's gone.
Right. So I really needed that. So I needed that time for me. And literally, I didn't want to date a woman without kids. I like women with kids. Maybe that's my fetish because it's like a fulfilling thing for, like, it's an innate gene in me to my nurturer button won't turn off around kids. So I like my family dynamic. It's not always the best. I don't want to sell to y'all that, it's always sunshines and daisies and shit, but it's what you make it. And literally, for better or for worse, this is what I made. So, I ain't gonna lie. I had to. I think that's a big problem that a lot of people have, Trailer. Men or myself will leave out and think that we can just bounce into the world, and then when it hits you like a fucking truck, and you start going to a great depression where you start lashing out at every woman because you didn't properly address it. Where I need to just talk and sit down with Celeste. Hey, listen, what do you want, nigga? Like, that's fine. You have the right to be angry. Can we just talk? And let's just talk it out. I get it. You don't want me back, but I just see you never made that you never made that peace, and so now it's going to be eating at you. Where it's like I'm on attack mode and I'm angry at the world, but I didn't actually address. I didn't address the demons, and you miss your kids. You miss what you did have, and because you didn't properly address it, it happened. And I understand why a lot of men are angry. I get it. I've been to that courthouse and watched a lot of men after that judge done slings that gavel. They look strong in front of that judge. But as soon as they walk in that courtroom and they get in their car, they start breaking down and crying. I be like, hey man, come over. You know what I'm saying? Do you have a gun? Do you have anything? It's listen, that is a very delicate time for a man because he feels like a part of him was taken away and ain't nothing he can do about it. And he feels very powerless and he's gonna start attacking that woman and them kids. Like he feels like he's been betrayed. And it gets very serious. Where sometimes he'll feel like y'all chose y'all mama over me. Or but the kids don't know better. They just naturally they're gonna gravitate to mama because it's all they really know for right now. Until they get older and they get more of the truth. Go ahead, Trevor.
Well, nowadays, kids don't even get the choice. The court makes that decision up for them, and 98% of the time, they do go to the mom, and that's the way the court system's set up. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of advocates right now that are pushing for 50-50 split parenting because they've come to realize that dad and mom both being equally in their child's life and raising their kids together, whether they're together or whether they're, split apart, is actually healthier for a child than for a child to spend, 99% of their life with mom and only get to spend, 7 days a month with their dad.
Yeah. It's like, but I have no saying a name. They get like at least a month or 2 months, like really a month and a half with their kid, but they pay like like probably like $1,100. Like for me, I paid $1,600 every month. Y'all be telling me about y'all child support be like $200 or $400. I'd be angry as hell, dude. I wish I only had to pay that, boy. I'd be balling out of control. I paid $600. Plus, also I got to pay a car payment.
Is that a month?
Plus, also got to pay somebody's freaking goddamn rent, and their rent is goddamn $14.95. All this woman got to do is wake up and wash her coochie, and literally everything else is paid for. I'm like, God just really blessed her with the right.
I have an issue with it.
She just landed on the right penis lottery ticket and just got to walk off in the sunset. That's why sometimes I be swearing, like, God is not fair for men and women. Let me pass over to Celeste. She's sitting there smiling like, yeah, I got this shit. Celeste.
Drop some knowledge.
I think, well, I don't know y'all believe in God, but I think he is pretty fair when it comes to men and women. And as far as there not being a guidebook or a manual on how to run a household and a family, I think the Bible is the best guidebook that I've read so
Check
far.
and mate there.
Okay. Go ahead, Celeste. Go ahead. You're forming an enemy on the other side. Go ahead.
So from what I've just like studied in the Bible, like the guidelines and the principles that it has as far as how um a man should treat his wife and how a wife should treat her husband, how you know children are supposed to submit to their parents. Like it's just so many jewels in there. And I think that if people actually understood it and not went by what they remember, hearing in church when they were a little kid and were barely paying attention, if they actually sat down and read it with their family or with their significant other and applied those principles, they wouldn't have the type of problems that they have now.
Okay. Now, Celeste, you said you didn't always have your daddy. Okay.
No, I did. I just said he wasn't that hands-on because he worked a lot, but
Okay.
I always
Now,
had him.
okay, you always had your dad. You're a daddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
Do you
blessed.
feel sometimes? Did you feel like how's the best way? I'm trying to make sure I frame it correctly. Do you feel that sometimes some things you missed out on because your dad couldn't really be there the way he wanted to really be there for you?
Well, the only thing I feel like I missed out on is because my dad's a lot older. So,
Oh,
I mean, old.
probably like me with my younger ones. I'm 41 and my youngest kid is 6 months old.
Like my
Yeah,
dad.
like that.
You see, my daddy, he's in his late 60s. He's in his late 60s. Like I trustable. I get you with that because older men have no problem wiping up these goddamn teeny bopper girls. You know what I'm saying? I still trying to figure out that unholy matrimony between my mom and my dad. That was back in the goddamn days and shit where horse tranquilizers and liquor were a cure for everything. So, okay, so you said that the Bible is a staple towards keeping you and your man grounded. Do you feel that? Do you feel that? You ever had some time when you started quoting scriptures to your man and he'd be like, "I don't want to hear that. Like, I'm the man. I'm your guy." Or that's never
Yeah, that's happened.
happened. Hmm, 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 hmm. So
Yeah, it's definitely happened.
why? Why has that happened? Feel like you got to be one of the women and go pray and go in your prayer closet and cry and pray. Hmm?
No, I'm really not. I mean, I'm not that religious. I think I'm more spiritual than religious. But
That's good.
I
That's
mean,
good.
when you're in like a moment and you're just upset over something, you're not trying to hear anything, even if it's, a scripture that can help you in the state of mind that you're currently in. It just takes some time to soak in. You just have to keep trying.
Now,
I
see, me and my
go ahead.
wife, because the longest time we always considered ourselves spiritual, like you, not religious per se, but we didn't really read the Bible or anything. But because of we both came out of really, really hectic and chaotic relationships, anytime we would have a discussion or a debate or anything, and we felt that it was started to get heated, we would just literally walk away from each other for a while, and just end it, and then come back, and touch base, 20, 30 minutes later, go sit on the computer and Facebook for a little bit, and this, that, and the other, or go outside or I go outside and jam on my guitar for a little bit, just to calm down, let that tension get back down. And then we come back and address it. And I know the other thing that me and her have always made sure that we do is we never, ever raise our voices or argue around our kids, ever. I mean, we generally don't even have adult conversations that could lead to that around our kids. We don't discuss bills, finances, any of that kind of shit around our kids. The only thing our kids ever see us doing is kissing each other, me grabbing her ass, that they see the shit that makes them want to puke, and that's what I want them to see,
Now,
Yeah.
I want to ask about that for y'all too, because I want to understand. Do y'all ever feel that sometimes y'all need an outside of your mate to confide to? Maybe another girlfriend or a guy friend or somebody, wherever y'all talk to outside, to confide to other than your mate, or y'all like, no, I don't go to nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, when like me, I used to have that. I used to do that, but now I just I probably keep it more to myself because me, I feel like whenever I tell certain people, they're like, "Oh, word, so you got that going on in the BMT household," and I'm gonna say that for another day. I ended up, I
I'll answer
ended up
that.
in a lot of compromising positions because of my fucking mouth.
I will
I
answer that for you,
my
though.
mouth shut and stay. But one thing I can say, I never ran to Facebook and put my damn
Yeah, that's the biggest mistake anyone can make.
this goddamn no.
Now,
You
see,
know who you are. Please stop putting your stuff on Facebook. You know that's how we always know what's going on in the house.
I will say this, BMT, Me and my wife, we don't discuss our marital issues if we have a problem or a disagreement, with other people, because those are our issues, and when you start bringing other people into your marriage, then you're opening the door for outside influence to poison what you have built together, in my opinion. And they don't know what you built. They don't know the foundation that you have built your relationship on. They don't know how you guys communicate with each other, so it's really disingenuous to your marriage to actually ask someone outside of your marriage to give you relationship on something they really don't understand, because each marriage is different in its own respect.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's wise to tell friends or family
Why
about your
not?
issues.
Plus, you
Um,
don't be going to none of your girlfriends or none of your guy friends. And, hey, what's going on, Celeste? I see you crying, sis. You want to talk, or he ain't treating
no,
you
I
right.
I used to, like, in the beginning, when we were still young, but
When you were dating,
well, not even.
Y'all were married. You run into another man, telling.
No, it wasn't like that. It was more like
Shame.
I would ask other people, like married
Uh-oh.
people, for advice, right? And after a while, I stopped doing that because, like, people would kind of use that against me in a way. Um, so, I think it's best to just pray. And the funny thing about it, I know a lot of people don't, they think prayer doesn't work, but for me, it works. I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, prayer works. And also talking to a therapist about it to see, what I can do to improve how I respond to certain things. What
I've
about
always
you,
felt
sir?
that just having I talk, me and my wife, we just talk to each other about things, and we keep it that way, honestly. I mean, I'm not going to sit and say that we have this, storybook, fairy tale, Disneyland wedding, or marriage. You know what I'm saying? We still have the same issues and things that come up that every healthy marriage does. You know what I'm saying? Every man and wife is going to bicker. They're going to annoy each other. They're going to push buttons. That's part of marriage. But how you handle it, now that's a whole nother story. You know what I mean? And I tell people all the time, first off, my wife is my best friend. She's not only my wife, but she's the friend that I confide in and trust more than anyone else on this planet. And she feels the same way about me. There's no one else that we trust other than each other, because everything that we have built together. We came from nothing and built our kingdom together. So so that's important that we keep that with each other. And therefore having discussions with her, it isn't that difficult. I tell people all the time, when you marry your best friend or you're with someone that you can literally be yourself, not have to hide bits and pieces of yourself, because everybody's been in them relationships where they got to hide a piece of themselves from someone. There's these little things, little flaws, little quirks that you don't want people to know. When you find that person that you can literally be your whole self around and not feel ashamed, not feel like you're, doing something wrong, that in and of itself opens up a whole new door in marriage, because you don't want to give that away for nothing once you find that. There ain't a person on the planet that would be able to get you to entertain the idea of walking away from being able to be not just true to yourself, but just be you.
But now, but see, here's the thing about it. We're looking at an age now, whereas for a baby mama and a baby daddy, you know what I'm saying? Um, right now, marriage is looked at as the least plausible one to do thing. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like we're in an era right now where it's like, is it even promoted like that? Like honestly, you know, I don't have that many guys I know in this space that I can talk to about it.
You got me, bro.
And I'm thankful for that. But I really don't. I really don't have. I don't have shit in common with a lot of men in the space. What the fuck I can talk with y'all about? You got a
Yeah.
penis, but it also, I don't know. Like for the women, like I don't know what a lot of women. I don't know a lot of married women
Me
in
neither.
space. So
I
like,
don't know
y'all
a
got
lot
a
of
whole
married women.
clique. Y'all got a whole clique of married women. I
You're
probably
the
got
only
like,
married man I know in this space, dude.
really?
Yeah. I don't. Is Mo married? Or wait, no. Taz is married too. So it's you, Taz, and I don't know if Mo and Kelly are married or not.
I think they haven't got married yet. They haven't got married yet.
We need to push that on them.
Yeah, but
But I see
I
that's
don't know too many married people my age at all, like around
How old are you?
me and my husband's age.
I mean, I know you're young. I mean, don't get me wrong. You melanated folks, you guys age different than us white people. You know, us white people in our 20s look like we're 40, and in our 40s we look like we're about ready to be put in our
marriage. Okay, so for me and Celeste, and our, because I'm an '80s baby, marriage is
Oh,
not.
you're a millennial.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
No, it's
Yeah, I'm a
cool.
90s baby.
But you know what? At least you get to break the narrative about millennials.
I think, but that's the thing about it. Like the millennial era, the chip on the shoulder is because we've seen the failure of the family. A lot of us are like, "What's the point? Like, what's the point? Like, fuck it. I made a baby. I don't want the marriage."
Well, see, I
But
grew
I'll
up.
hear, but it is. I mean, that's what I keep hearing. Like, I literally argued with this guy earlier. You know, in respect to him, he was arguing about women getting abortion. But I asked him a straightforward question. I'm like, I said, first of all, did you marry her? He was like, no. He's like, we just fucked and I busted inside of her, but I wanted to feel good. And I'm like, okay. But I said, so technically she wasn't yours. She wasn't your woman. She was he was like, but that was my seed. No, it wasn't, because whatever I do and I leave inside her body is no longer mine. I know a lot of men do not like to hear that. And whatever is left inside of Celeste, that's fair game. After that, she's like, nigga, 9 months, this is all me. Like, you got no say so. I'm throwing up, I'm cramping, I'm bleeding, I'm going through all the smoke and stuff. Women don't want to hear you could tell me what to do. If anything, the only thing they predominantly gonna be telling you turn up the AC, turn it down. They do all the weird shit. I don't got time for that stuff. They eat weird food, bologna and watermelon and shit, whatever kind of demonic stuff.
Shit, I do that when I'm stoned, man.
Well, I think they're stoned half the time when they're pregnant. But
That is what pregnancy feels like a little bit.
that would feel like. But I don't know how the hell you hot, but you butt naked and laying down in front of an AC, but you freaking out and sweating like you got a demon coming
See,
out. Like,
I was the opposite. I was anemic when I was pregnant, so I was always cold. And it was
My
in the
wife is always
summertime
cold too,
too,
man.
most of the
Still
time.
is. But a lot of that's because she's a redhead and she doesn't have a soul or a heart or any of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
oh man, you had everything going on. It just it's just the thing about it was it's just the thing about it for a lot of a lot of people this day and age. There a lot of kids are oops babies, are oops, and not being born out of love, but just out of it was just a fucking spur of the moment. Um, he says it was just a spur of the moment. And the thing about it is, I think that's one thing that some some mothers don't want to tell their children that you weren't really made out of love, but also for some fault, but also it sucks because trying to get a man to want to commit to a situation that he was ready for, that's kind of a hard thing. Like, God forbid the child has any special needs issues. That's the last thing a man want to hear.
Put them down.
Huh?
They have special needs. Put them down.
But see, brother, but we're not lying about. But see,
I'm just playing though, man. I'm just
well, no, but
I
the thing
know.
about it is, unless you heard what happened when we was on the panel earlier, when and a lot of people are like, oh, BMT, that's not true. I'm like, no, I'm being honest. Like, it's hard, like getting a man to want to commit to a child that has special needs. Like, the
That is
mama
true.
will most likely stick it out more than the man will. The man will be like,
Well, Christ, dude. Nowadays, it's hard to get a man to commit to just being a dad. You know, that's the thing that most of my female friends that are single moms, like legit single moms, not single moms with a boyfriend living in their house, because that's not a single mom. That's a mom with a boyfriend in the house helping you pay the bills. That's not single. You ain't doing it on your own. You don't know the struggle. Stop acting like you do. All right. But my real single mom friends that literally had to use the government assistance to help them get food and pay the bills so they could go to college because they were raising kids by themselves because dad wasn't around, didn't want to take part, ran off and, would be gone for 2, 3, 4 years at a time. I mean, like I literally got one friend where her daughter, her whole childhood growing up when she got into middle or grade school, she never got to go to a father-daughter dance, and she that time of the year, her and her mom were always emotional about it because all of her friends in school were going to this father-daughter dance, and she never got to experience it. So I took her to her last father-daughter dance, because I felt that it was only right for her to get to experience what that's like at least one time. Even if I'm not her dad, she should still get to experience it and go there and have fun and run around with all of her little girlfriends and feel like she's a princess for the night. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty dope. What you guys say,
I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna go ahead and go.
No, we're about to wrap it up. I didn't think I was gonna do a show. Make sure, please email me, Celeste. I got some good content I think you'll pretty much enjoy.
And,
Okay.
Give her my email too, dude. I actually, when it comes to marriage and stuff like that, I think you're a pretty insightful young lady, and I honestly, I think that a lot of these young folks today that are coming out, I think if they listened and talked to more people that were actually in healthy marriages, and had people to give them advice, steer them in the right direction, we might actually be able to curb this whole epidemic of baby mamas and baby daddies and everybody in the system and everything being all jacked up and everybody being pissed off.
I'm telling
it's funny that you said that. You would think that because I've tried to give my friends advice for years and they resent me for it. So I'm like, maybe I should just give advice to strangers because.
But see, you were talking about you wanted to start a YouTube channel, but you didn't know what you want to start on. That's probably your niche. Quick 15 to 20-minute videos of the journal of a housewife.
That's the same thing my husband told me I should do, but I don't.
I'm just saying it. Just put on the camera, boom. Journals of a housewife. Drop that in Facebook or Instagram and YouTube. You want to have some panels and just talk about like quick little things, and then boom. I will help you.
I resent you calling me a housewife, BMT.
Hey, it's not wrong. I'm a housewife too. My kid's gonna get up in a few hours, and I gotta do all this homeschool shit. And
dude, Nate's just a bunch of crap. Don't you feel like you're doing someone else's job for them and not getting paid for it? It's a bunch of bullshit. So one thing, if I choose to do this and get to teach my kids what I think is important, it's another thing when I'm doing someone else's fucking job.
Is it bad that like the teachers call me and I ignore the calls when they call me?
They don't have my phone number. They have to email me.
I ignore the calls from teachers. I ignore them all the time. So y'all could doesn't. If I had my chance, I'll have them call Celeste. I'll never look. I'll never pick up them. All the time. I can see the kid. I know where he's at. He's not in class. Yes, he is. I'm standing right over him. Like, just hit the damn button.
It's ridiculous, man. The kids are in school for 8 hours a day, but now they're, doing these little Zoom meetings for an hour a day, and that's supposed to be them learning stuff. Are you serious?
I don't know how to work Zoom. My kid knows how to work Zoom. I don't know how to work it.
My
See, that's something we
5-year-old
could
taught me all
talk
kinds of.
about.
Do what?
That's something that we could talk about because the way me and my husband do with our kids is it's a little bit different. Like they play most of the day, and so it gets their brains, and their blood up and pumping, and they take in information a lot better instead of just sitting down at the desk all day for like a few hours straight.
I told you you have a niche of a gift. You just got. I'm gonna help you get your content out.
See, I went to a Catholic school, man. I fucking stand by my son with a yardstick.
Like I said, we're going to have some good content. You guys, I want to thank you guys for coming through to check us out. Thank you for supporting us. First of all, shout out to my good old co-host of the Saturday talk shows, literally Trailer Hood, Voodoo Ninja, and also shout out to an up and coming. She is already sparking little sparks of fire, and I enjoy it. I love just watching her do her thing, and I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you, Celeste.
Thanks.
And I'm encouraging you. I'm gonna push you to do your show. I'm gonna push you for it.
He's been pushing me too.
So, yep, I'm gonna tell y'all everything y'all need to do a show. I'm gonna help y'all do a show. Anytime y'all need help, I'm gonna tell you. Call me. Let's get this done right. Other than that, you guys, I got a lot of content. I actually have to re-listen to the show and write off of it. I got some stuff, content on searching for a daddy and the mama that I never got. That's gonna probably be 2 shows I gotta do later on. I think that are gonna be pretty good. If I want part of that, let me know. Email me. You can always email me on this content that if you guys want in or everybody wants to talk about it with me. Literally at blackbrother123@gmail.com. Um,
That email address.
that is my shut up. Listen, I didn't make that email. That's the secretary. I'm running with that.
Brother 123.
Listen, I keep it simple. I keep it simple. Damn it.
Hey, that's like me. Mine's my name, my full name.
Like I said, what's your goddamn Nubian honey queen 321? So you can shut up with that.
No, it's Disney Princess at Stay at Home Mommy /
Stay at Home Mommy ABC. So
No, it's just one. It's Troy Celeste at Gmail. It's the same as my YouTube.
no, that's boring. So literally, you guys hit us up. We'll definitely try to get Celeste on. She seems really insightful. Me and Trella love having co-ed conversations with men and women. We are going to be pushing for talking about kids, relationship, family, and different other stuff. And we like having it where nobody's getting attacked, but we're not going to always agree. We'll have the conversation. We'll see you guys later. I'm supposed to. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Much love and much support. I'm going to see you guys later.
Hey, hit me up when you get off here, BMT.
You know I'm about to crash. Just give me 3 hours of sleep.
Negative.
I have to make 4 peanut butter sandwiches.
Oh, cry me a river, Daddy.